Allen. The attention of the Ondo State government has been drawn to reports of protests by some cocoa farmers over farm settlements in the state. The state government, in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Ebenezer Adeniyan, contained misleading claims, emotional distortions, and deliberate misrepresentations aimed at discrediting the government's ongoing efforts to reform and sanitize land use practices within government reserve areas across the state. The statement explained that many of the aggrieved farmers currently occupying parts of the Oluwa Forest Reserve have breached existing agreements and exceeded designated land allocation parameters, some of which have encroached into restricted forest zones without authorization, while others have failed to comply with the agreed land use terms, posing serious environmental and security concerns. It noted that contrary to the claims of contempt for court injunctions, the Ondo State government and all related agencies, public and private, have acted strictly within the framework of the law. According to the statement, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Agribusiness, Rotimi Wemimo Akinshola, is a government appointee overseeing agribusiness in the state whose role involves the strategic management of large-scale commercial agricultural investors granted concessions to develop extensive hectares of land, an effort that is expected to create thousands of jobs and boost the state's revenue. The statement noted that claims suggesting that he is involved in land grabbing are not only false, it further clarified that Mr. Ayosh, a federal government institution, and Sao Agro Allied under a public-private partnership agreement approved by the state since 2021. The firm's acquisition and development of agro-industrial zones have followed due process and are under full government oversight. The Ondo State government reaffirmed its commitment to the welfare of genuine farmers and the responsible, equitable, and legal use of only declassified degraded forest reserves for agricultural purposes. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa wishes to state emphatically that at no time, whether during electionary or otherwise, did he make any promise to support illegal occupants of government land or forest reserves, while stating that his administration remains committed to legal, inclusive, and forward-looking agricultural development. The statement added that an investigation is ongoing to identify genuine farmers with verifiable claims separate from speculators and unlawful occupants. The Ondo State government therefore calls on members of the public, particularly the media, to seek proper clarification before publishing one-sided or misleading reports. More than 1.5 million candidates who sat for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) scored below 200. According to new data released by Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB), only about 420,000 of the nearly 2 million candidates surpassed the 200 mark in this year's UTME. Osrc Blessing reports examines how the 2025 results compare with various years and the growing national concern over academic performance. The reports will come in our subsequent bulletins. President Bola Tinubu has initiated a policy that bars the ministries, the private agencies, MDAs, from procuring foreign goods and services already available locally without a written waiver from the Bureau of Public Procurement (BPP). This is as the Federal Executive Council (FEC) gave its approval to the new policy framework that places the country at the center of all public procurement and business activity, with a strong emphasis on empowering local industries and reducing dependency on foreign imports. The new policy, tagged the Renewed Hope Agenda First policy, seeks to foster a new business culture that is bold, confident, and very Nigeria. The Minister of Information and National Retention, Mohammed Idris, at the end of the 5th cabinet meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu, explained that the new policy is to ensure that the country promotes the homegrown products. The minister will describe the policy as a bold shift in the country's economic approach, said the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice has been directed to draft an executive order to give full legal effect to the new framework. Wife of President Bola Tinubu, Senator Remi Tinubu, has urged women and the youth to improve on their investment, describing them as critical stakeholders to solving the nation's food insecurity challenge. The First Lady, represented by the wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, made a call during the flag off of the expanded Renewed Hope Initiative Women and Youth Agricultural Support Program held in Abeokuta. She explained that the programs are not just agricultural interventions, but strategic investments designed to enhance food security, create employment, and reduce poverty, all of which are central to the Sustainable Development Projects. The Nigeria Senate has constituted an 18-member committee of the sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, in a bid to strengthen transparency and accountability in the state's governance. In the announcement made by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, during the resumption of plenary, Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele was named as chairman of the committee. Akpabio highlighted the importance of the committee's mandate, stating that its role